Okay, so we have a three-way stop. The car's like, did you hear the brake? It was like stuck there. Like, should I go or not? Okay, so after this, we got a nice gap and go. All right, cool, good. But hey, it did it successfully, first time ever. Then we're gonna turn left again. Hey, for not being ready for parking lots, this is pretty cool. And before we get started with this drive, we have to say thank you to our newest full self-driving patrons. First up, we have Sergey C. Thank you so much, Sergey. If you want to use his referral code, it is right there. It will be in the description of the video below. So check that out. If you are ordering a Tesla, you can use his referral code. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Cats. So Cats requested that I do not laminate their card because they didn't want the plastic to end up in a landfill somewhere, so that was very nice. This one might get a little beat up, but that's okay. It will be memorialized in this video. So thank you so much to both of you. Welcome to the Model Y frunk. I'm glad I got the bigger frunk. I need more space for all these awesome patrons. Thank you so much, everybody. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. We are on the latest, newest full self-driving beta update version at 9.1. And we're starting this one off with my repeatable route that I've done several times, so make sure you watch till the end. I will have the stats of this drive with interventions, disengagements, how many miles we go, compared to the exact same route on previous versions. Now, sometimes the car does choose slightly different ways to go, but each destination I put in will be the same as before, and then the car kind of decides what it wants to do. So we have dirt roads, downtown driving, a little bit of highway, roundabouts. We have a lot of different scenarios, residential, to kind of test the system. So I haven't had much time to drive on this version yet. The driving I have done, I will say, is pretty good. It seems smoother. The big things I've noticed is stopping behind cars that are like, if you're going, say 50 or 60 on a straight road and then someone flips their turn signal on and begins to slow down to make a turn. The car is a lot smoother in stopping behind them. That's been very nice. And something that version 9 fixed, that still seems to be fixed in 9.1, is when a lane widens and opens up, the car does a pretty good job of not, moving around. So first left turn here, really nice, pretty good on the dirt roads there. So nice, confident left turn. So for changing routes, for changing destinations, I'm gonna turn autopilot off, and I'm in my favorites here, and then I'm gonna put in the new route because sometimes it messes up if you're in autopilot and then you change the route, and no point in that. So far so good. Now this next route will take us into downtown. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit like and get subscribed. I would really appreciate that, and you'll get to see when the latest self-driving videos come out. So let's see how the car does, let it do its thing, and check out this drive. All right, so coming up to the first right turn here, did really well on the dirt there. I personally, if I'm not recording a video, will usually drive on the dirt myself just because I like to go faster, but that was fine. And a lot of hard shadows and bright spots, and didn't seem to trip the car up at all. So we do have a car coming here, and unfortunately I have to hit the brake just because we're creeping out a little too much there, and I don't want to freak them out, so now is a good time to go, and the car does continue. So unfortunately already a disengagement there. It didn't seem the car was going to go. I'm sure the message, I couldn't look, was saying creeping, but it was putting its nose out a little too much. Didn't want to freak that person out. They're also going very fast on this road, so just took over there just to be safe. Oh, there's a deer. Couldn't see him, but I saw him in the woods over there, just peeking out. It's always scary. So here's an example of what I was talking about earlier. Braking a tiny bit hard there, but not too bad. And then the car finishes the turn, and here's where we still need a little bit of work. Well, not bad. It needs to accelerate after they turn a little faster, but you know what? Actually, that was really good. All right, now approaching this famous left turn. The car had the turn signal on there for a second. This always has kind of been a problem for the car. And the last time I did this on version 9, it did okay. You can see it's messing it up now. Unfortunately, there's someone behind us. There we go. All right, fix yourself. And then is anybody to the right? Nope, we're good. This person has right away. And then we can go, and it wants me to use the accelerator or gear stalk. So I did tap the accelerator there. I did not continue. I just tapped it with my foot, and then it went through the turn on its own after I told it was okay. Still unfortunate, still an intervention there, and then into this right turn very nicely. So yeah, that left turn has just kind of always been a problem with the missing painted lines. I've reported it several times. I do a lot more reporting and things when I'm not recording. And I don't know, it just still hasn't been completely fixed, although it does seem to act better. And then a little bit of phantom braking there. And now we should be all right. So I slammed on the brake there because that person went through a stop sign and seemed like they were going to hit me. So that was pretty interesting. I'll actually report that. So we'll count it as a disengagement. Obviously I did disengage, but that was not Full Self-Driving's fault at all. And the person did stop in time, but geez, that's something that the system is gonna have to deal with. People doing crazy stuff like that. That was a really weird, okay, so it's just going for a wide turn here. So we are good to make this turn. Come on, keep going. A little hesitant at the end there. So, man, that's just not a good scenario. And she just like had a drink. I don't know, she just wasn't looking. I have no idea how she couldn't see me. It was wide open view there. So I was watching, and the car was, you know, I was thinking, I was like, oh, here comes this car. And it was on the display, but I don't know, the Tesla didn't really have a defensive driving built in there. So hopefully that report will help the system. And then we're downtown now with lots of traffic. I hope. I kind of came at this time because I was thinking there'd be more traffic for us to deal with. We stopped at the stop sign and waiting for our turn. So let's see how long this takes. So it says checking for visibility. I'm going to tap the accelerator there because it's not even moving up. There, now we're clear to go. Okay, and it does move through. So it needed a little intervention there. It needed me to tell it, you know, go. It said checking for visibility, but it wasn't moving. So that's pretty annoying. Pretty annoying when it does that stuff. Okay, so we have a three-way stop. The car's like, did you hear the brake? It was like stuck there. Like, should I go or not? So yeah, coming up to this three-way stop. Again, I'm hoping we have cars to interact with. It's doing this weird thing where it wants to take the turn right, wide. There you go. I don't want to get in anyone's way if they want to turn right. So we got here about the same time, and they're going to move through. So that helps us, even though we probably should have went because we were to the right. And then the car, oh, okay, touching the accelerator there. Man. It is just, okay, maybe it was stopping for that pedestrian and I did not see them. My pillar was in the way, so maybe that was my fault. I wasn't looking at the display. But the car started to go and then stopped, so I just hit the accelerator. So unfortunate there. Might have been my fault for messing with that, but... All right, and we're going through that yellow. I would not have done that, especially in a downtown setting. I would have stopped there. I'm sure people in the comments would have went through that. And, oh, pretty aggressive moving into this left turn lane. I really like that. We've actually missed this left turn before, if I remember correctly. So I'm glad that it did that. That was the right time to move over here. So blinking yellow here. Oh, and we're moving forward. Good time. And look at that. It moves right through. So very good. Oh, a beep just telling me make sure my hands are on the wheel, which they're here. So the car was just a little concerned there, but it did the turn pretty well. A little slow to the turn, but actually very good for a blinking yellow especially. And then I try to make it go through this light is kind of my goal. So let's, there we go, turn that on. Boom, it's gonna move into this left turn lane here. And that's my bad because it switched to the route while we were driving. So that's what happens, and that's why I keep canceling the route before I switch. So definitely something, I don't know, I have no idea why that happens, but really wish they would fix that. But that's why I want to keep turning it off, get the directions in, and then turn it back on. All right, so the green arrow pops up and the car confidently moves through, very slowly creeping before that to check if it could go on the red. Probably would have never gone. It was going so slow, but. All right, so turning right on red here, maybe. Yep, the car decided we're good to go. We have someone turning in front of us. Oh, okay, the car waits for them and then continues. So really not bad. Braked a little hard, but that's perfectly fine. I'm glad that it, saw it and hit the brakes. The car was, of course, sideways. Again, should be able to handle that stuff, but you just never know in those kind of more unique situations like that. Okay, so we're supposed to turn left there. The car totally screws that up, which I don't think we've had that error before. So that's really stupid and annoying. And then my bad for grabbing the wheel there. That was my fault. But we need to turn left here, wait for these cars. Okay, so after this, we got a nice gap, and go. All right, cool, good, very good. Again, a tiny bit faster would have been nice, but it did it, that was fine. A lot of these errors, man, like that one wasn't very good. Why it got into the left turn lane and then got back. A lot of the beta testers are thinking that these may be map related rather than just strictly the logic. But still, like, it's still messing up, doing it wrong. So, I don't know. The map data is from last year, I believe. All right, so let's make sure. Okay, so we got in here. We don't have to change our route here, so we should be good. But yeah, like, stuff like that is just, I don't know. It's pretty annoying to see those kind of errors. And, the stats at the end are nice, but, and they matter. I mean, we should be getting up to, 30, 50, 100 miles per intervention, right? Or per disengagement at least. Maybe I'm still hitting the accelerator here and there, but we're not there yet. Despite that, you do see improvements in some of the behaviors and the skills. And wow, this road is terrible. And some of the way the car behaves, like it takes turns like nicer and smoother and stops smoother. But then you just have the big mistakes where you have to take over. So I saw a comment on Twitter. Somebody said something like, it can maybe make mistakes or not know what to do, but the difference is it needs to be able to say to you, hey, take over here, because I can't do this. And that's a great point. So we should not be in this lane. This is the left turn lane. So I need to take over here as well, which is okay. See, this is we've not done this before. I don't know why the car is deciding to take this way when it's never done that before. This will be really difficult though, so that's kind of cool. So we cannot see to the left at all. There's a minivan in the way. So they're turning. And now we can creep up. We can't go yet. Hitting the brake. Again, the car's not moving out into traffic, but it's moving too much and it's going to freak these people out. So after this car, we can go. And go. All right, go. Okay, I have to hit the accelerator a little bit. Oh, man. Disengagement and intervention there because it was going to go, which was good. And then we brush up against those plants. I'll report that. It was going to go. It should have gone. But it just was too slow. So I guess Elon did mention something about that. He said that there's going to be better acceleration coming up here soon. And did he say version 10 or 9.2 or something? I guess we're going to get updates every 2 weeks, which will be nice. So hopefully we can see the improvements a little faster than we're seeing in this video anyway. So right turn, completely clear. There's nobody around. It did a good job with those people back there in the street, by the way, but then it... it goes around them really nicely, and then there's nobody, and it takes forever. So left turn here. We have somebody to our left, but they have their left blinker on, so we're good to go. The car is not displaying blinkers yet, although Elon has said that we'll get blinkers eventually, and hopefully that stuff will be better. So are you going? Checking for visibility. Okay, really slow, but at least it didn't stop for that person who was stopping at the stop sign. So that was a little strange. This is, man, it's changing the route. I don't know if it's because of traffic or maybe a road's closed or something, but this is quite different than the last time, unfortunately. But we'll still compare it. It'll be, again, they're the same destinations. The car's just deciding to take a different way for whatever reason. Okay, so stopping here, cross traffic does not stop. We have a car coming from the right, and we're waiting for them. So after that, I think we can go. It's actually really hard to see both right and left. So we're good. And we're moving slowly. Okay, so it creeped out that far. That is too far. It's in the middle of the road. Creeps out that far, and then it's, okay, we're clear. Well, yeah, you're in the middle of the road. You better be clear. Okay, so turning left here. I think we're going to miss our roundabout, unfortunately. So we have to, this is where that lady almost hit us. So we're going to have to wait for pretty much everybody here because cross traffic, again, doesn't stop. And then we're going. I did tap the accelerator there because we got there before the minivan, and I didn't want to confuse them by sitting there. So lots of interventions there for you. I mean, the turn was done well, but as we know, the timing and the confidence and the kind of straightforwardness of the turn are not going to be all that great. So that was wrong. Into the left turn lane. Man, these choosing the lanes has not been very good. Just this whole drive, it just keeps choosing the wrong lane, which, you know, in the few drives I've done before this video, I haven't seen that once, so pretty weird. All right, so I put in our next destination here because this is just taking us all over the place. So this will take us to the highway, and then we'll go try out a parking lot. Crazy left turn that the car has always done very poorly at. You know, I'm doing this repeated route and tracking these stats because I want to see them get better. I want to see them get better so bad. We're not seeing the stats get better on this drive, I can tell you that right now. But hopefully this left turn will work because I have a very similar one on my way to work, and now it works very well. Whereas on previous versions, it never did, so we'll see. All right, so a decently confusing intersection here. The stop sign's up there. We don't have a stop sign. So stopping back a little far. Guess that doesn't matter too much. We gotta wait for all of these people to go. And now's a good time. And the car immediately starts creeping. That's very good. And makes it through the turn. Again, a little slow. Okay, weird random brake. Nothing really wrong with it, just not human. And people behind you are gonna be like, what are you doing? Let's go. So, you know, if you don't care, or if they know it's kind of like a robot driving around, it might make a little more sense. But if they think it's a person, they're just gonna get frustrated pretty fast, I think. So onto the highway, we'll just super fast forward through most of this because it's irrelevant. We need to, okay, we're good here. This is the same as the public build for now, although the full self-driving code is coming to navigate on autopilot eventually, who knows when. So then highway will matter a little bit more, but for now, let's just fast forward. All right, exiting the highway here, and should change to beta view right now. Just guessing, I don't know. Any second, there you go. I was like, oh, it'd be sweet, but nope. So we're gonna take a left here, and this left turn has been pretty sketch most of the time. The car has been getting better at it, and in the last video of this drive, oh, come on, you're supposed to be in that one. You're already messing up, man. In the last video of this drive, it almost made it, and then it messed up the right turn, which I think I've always had to do because it's messed up. There you go. It's messed up the left turn. So we'll see. All right, so we turn green. Should be going. There you go. A little worried about that turn steering wheel. And very nice. Now, I will say the lines are also painted really nicely, and they didn't used to be. So that's gonna help. So boom, that was awesome. Then we need to get to the right. Oh yes, here we go. And why it's changing it. So it used to turn right into there. I don't know why. Now it's changing the route on us. But hey, it did it successfully, first time ever. So boom, there's an improvement. I mean, again, overall, I think the stats will be worse, but, or the same. But that was a huge, huge improvement. It's never completed that left turn successfully and then completed the right turn because I've always had to do the right turn since it messed up the left turn. So now we're in a parking lot, and we've specifically been told beta is not really ready for parking lots. It's just not part of what they've set up here. But, you know, I try it anyway because why not? So it's kind of messing me up though, because then I came from over there and go this way. Let me take it over here to where I want it to go. Okay, so this is where we used to come in from the right over there. So let's turn this on and see if it can now take us to the next destination, which is across the street at Meyer, which is a really difficult, oh, okay, you can do that, I guess, if you want. Really difficult to get across all of this, a little close to that truck for my comfort. All this traffic over here, you gotta get all the way over, and it's just crazy. It's a very difficult maneuver. And actually the way it's mapped, unless they changed it, yeah, the way it's mapped I think is just not the way anyone would do it. I would pass this and just go to the next turnaround or the next left turn and do that. Otherwise, it's going to be, even for me, really difficult to pass all this fast-moving traffic. And, you know, we just saw that it took a different route this time to get here. That is fair game. I think if, you know, Tesla wants to change what routes the Beta takes to make things easier for the car to handle, I'm all for that. Like, A to B, that's all you need. I don't care how you get me there. If you're doing it, I'm happy. If I have to intervene less and disengage less, then that's good. So actually, it is doing that now. So we may be successful here. Before, it was starting way over there, turning onto this road, and then having to immediately move all the way over to turn left into this mire. Starting here, I think we're going to have a much, much better chance of success getting to this mire parking lot. Okay, so it's green, and boom, we start to go. And so this should be pretty simple because it's green, like we have right away. And now we have to move all the way to the left. So it's doing the first one. It's gonna have a hard time here though. Can you do the next one? One more, no. So it's gonna miss it. So it should have turned left here. Oh, well, hey, let's not talk too fast here. Are you gonna do it? Nope, it missed it. So let's see. Yeah, so let's see if it'll reroute, which is also fair game, without screwing up. that's the problem. So it's just kind of waiting here. It's a little confused. And boom, it reroutes. Hey, I'm okay with that. If you miss a turn, I've done it myself. I'm okay with a reroute, just none of this goofy, you know, going crazy garbage when we change the route. And I'm good with that. Again, get me A to B, and I'm happy. That's the point. So red light here. In Michigan, you can turn left on these red lights, but okay, now it's green. Can the car see that? I'm curious. It doesn't even have any lights there. It's really hesitant and being weird, but it does make it through. Okay, that wasn't good. It was gonna get into the middle lane there, so I took over. I mean, there were no cars there, but I didn't, you know, of course I'm not just gonna let it get all wobbly in the lanes there. So almost had it, but hey, pretty good. A lot better than previous times where it just, you know, totally messed this up. I'm all about rerouting. I think that's great. So now we shouldn't have a hard time getting into this mire parking lot. Just gotta wait for this car. Stopping for, I mean, it's not really traffic control, but that's fine. And then, still says stopping for traffic control, but it's going, which is good. It should be going. I just don't know why that message. Oh, okay. It's talking about up here. That's where it's gonna stop. All right, now you're driving the parking spaces. Let's not do that. There you go. Much better. And this should be good. So let me put in the next destination. I'm gonna stop here, and then we'll turn this on now that it knows where to go. And this should take us to a roundabout too, so that's good. All right, so right turn signal, but we're gonna turn left here. Okay, that person's trying to get out, so let me move out of their way. Let's see, we're cleared here. So really being careful about that left turn there. It's like thinks there's a curb there, but there's not. Then we're gonna turn left again. Hey, for not being ready for parking lots, this is pretty cool. And then weird stop there, but we're good. All right. Hey, I like it. Not bad, not bad. A little jerky, again, specifically told not ready for parking lots. That's pretty good performance for specifically told not ready for parking lots. What are we doing here? Checking for visibility, but not moving. All right, I'm gonna hit the accelerator. And then this is just totally wrong. You're not allowed to turn left here. I have turned left here. And many people have a lot of times. So that's not allowed. And I want to go this way so we get this roundabout here. So I'm taking over here. And I will turn it back on when it gets routed correctly. So weird slowing there. Way too early. Let's see if we go through the yield or stop for it. We're not supposed to stop, but we probably will. Actually, there's a car coming. So it worked out, but I don't think the car was waiting for them. I think it was going to stop at the yield even if nobody was there, if I'm being totally honest. And then zoom, moving right through right through that. Oh, and then hit the brakes after we get back. Okay, report. That was not very good. So blatant example of a rolling stop there. We came to about 3 miles an hour. That's a setting in the software that the developers have opted into. I cannot change that. I think it should be an option for us. I would leave it on, but I know most people, well, some people want to go to 0, some don't. So it'd be nice to be able to customize that. So going around these bends, a lot of people ask about that. It handles them perfectly. Sometimes when you have a one that goes like 90 degrees, the car will treat it more like a T intersection, which is very strange. I don't know why it does that, but bends like that seem to do well. Slowing down a bit, people were theorizing because we're going up a hill. Makes sense to me, not really needed, but yeah. So coming up to this stop sign, and then we're turning onto a dirt road. And this one has always tripped up the car for some reason. It's a very simple right turn, but I don't know. The car has always asked me to tell it if it's okay to go. So it said it for a second, but now it's checking for visibility. Just have to look to the left. I don't see anybody. So we're clear. We're clear. Can you see yet? Nope. Creeping. So like we're in the intersection. This is why I stop it. You know, people say, oh, why are you hitting the accelerator or why are you hitting the brake? This is why we're in the intersection, waiting for high speed, cross traffic, use accelerator. So it tells me to go. So I'm going to tell it it's okay. And now it's going to continue. But you can see why I stop it even when it's just creeping, because it's going to creep, it seems, into the intersection before it's confident. And obviously you can't do that. So yeah, I'm going to stop it before it does that. Still too far to the right for me on dirt roads. Not, it seems a little better in some of the spots I take frequently, but then other times it's still doing this. So it's better, but it's not fixed in my opinion. If you don't drive dirt roads very often, you can drive in the middle if there's no other cars. Like you should. You pretty much, all right, hold on. Okay. You pretty much drive to avoid potholes on the dirt roads. You just move all about. So there's no reason to be to the right like this. And you know what? Actually, I think that's about where I usually end these. So let's check it out. So we got 28.2 miles. I don't remember what the old ones were. They were about 26, I think. So yeah, that's too far. So here's the stats. You're seeing the stats up on the screen. And you know, overall it was an okay drive, but like the numbers you're looking at, I'm gonna guess are not really better than before. I've been wrong, but I'm gonna guess those numbers are pretty much in line with what we've been seeing. So really looking forward to improvements now that we're getting updates every 2 weeks. Hopefully we're gonna, I mean, literally it's every 2 weeks. I know that's hilarious, but that's what it's gonna be. Hopefully we'll start to see improvements really quickly, especially on routes like this that we repeat. I'll continue the really tough downtown stuff, but you know, you can see this drive is pretty normal. Some slightly tricky scenarios, but still, like, we have a lot of things to fix. So we'll see. All the beta testers seem to have slightly different, oh my gosh, slightly different experiences. In terms of like better, worse, and all of that. Overall, for me, things seem smoother, but the amount that I have to kind of take over doesn't seem to be all that much better. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. I look forward to talking to you down in the comments about this, and you will see full self-driving beta in the next video.